Hey everyone, welcome to Open Mic 2024. This is our first live podcast in 24. I don't know, I'm a bit off tonight. I'm not sure what's happening, but here is we're here tonight. My co-host Tanis. Tanis,
Hi, y'all.
she's in her 2024 mode.
I'm doing something.
Yes. So, just a quick thing. I'm your host, Ramzi Cheety. I'm a psychic medium, and I also do spiritual coaching and energy healing, and I also do neurolinguistic programming. Tanis has a bigger couple of pages of things that she does, which
I
is
do a few.
interesting.
I do a few things.
Go ahead.
Intuitive energy healer, crystals, Celtic shamanic high priestess work, and play. And I'm a channel, galactic ambassador. Do stuff. I do stuff.
Awesome. Um, we're hello, Foko. Hey guys,
Hey, Kaylee.
nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for
And
joining
thank you
us.
for joining us. Those two at the same time. So tonight we thought we'll do well, it's a mix of things, and we'll see how it goes depending on your question. Questions are the floor is open for anybody who has questions. You have topics you want to talk about, or certain things about mediumship, spirituality, and so on. Please feel free to put your notes, put your questions, and we'll try as much as possible to answer everybody's tonight. So tonight, since we're the first one of 2024, just a quick thing: what's happening this year? We have a pre-recorded session next week. It's with a good friend of mine. It's about light language and Dolores Cannon hypnosis therapy. We recorded that last week. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I'll start putting some stuff, some recordings of his on my Facebook, so that you can get to know him. And that's pre-recorded, so I do apologize. Usually we go live, but this time it's not. So the next episode will be pre-recorded. I hope you enjoy it. And the episode after that, I have two guests actually. Kathy Pratt and Susie. I forgot her last name. I didn't forget, but I can't pronounce it right now. She's my partner in Ireland. We do Spirit Cafe, so she's going to be on with us to discuss Spirit Cafe. And Kathy does spirit artwork. She gets inspired by spirit, and she does artwork. So I thought it would be interesting to have them on the show with us, because it fits within our spirituality and mediumship title that we have for open mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we have more people on. Hey,
Big hello
Jackie.
to Jackie. Hey, I'm so glad you were able to make it. Thank you. And we have mysterious, mystical moments. Blessing to all. Blessing to you as well.
Listen to you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks. So we're going to start talking about meditation. Why is it good? Why do we need it? What the hell is it?
Yeah, people wonder about that.
And do we really have to sit like this? Okay, you can't. I have to bring my hands in front of the camera. You have to do certain. You hold certain fingers and sit in the lotus position and be quiet for a couple of hours. Actually, quiet for a couple of hours is a good thing, but
that sounds good. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there are a lot of things out there about meditation, and we'll try to demystify as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So meditation comes in.
Do you want to do the question first?
Sure. Let's go.
Okay, because we've got just while they're here. So we have mysterious, mystical moments. I have a question. I have been in a complete whirlwind since November 1st. Voices and emotions were all over the place, especially during the holidays. I'm a clair and an empath. Absolutely. We've had so much transition, so much change energetically on the earth in the last couple of months. So I am not surprised. What I suspect has happened for you, and let me know what you think there, Ramsey, but I think that maybe what's happened is you've had an upgrade, meaning you've had some higher vibrational energy coming down and clearing out some of your stuff. That's why the emotions are all out of the place, all over the place, because as we get energy coming in, high vibration energy coming in, the denser stuff has to come out. We have to process it. So I think part of the emotion thing is you processing some of those emotions from earlier life that you may have pushed down a little bit. And being an empath, we are also in tune, of course, to collective energy, which let's just face it, there's been a lot of fear in the collective, and so you're probably picking up on a lot of that as well. So that would be probably what's going on. As you raise your vibration, you become a little bit more sensitive to. I always do this thinking everybody knows the story, but when we have clairs, right, our regular sensory range is here. When we have clairs, we're hearing, seeing, feeling out here in a higher vibrational frequency. So as we raise our vibration, our range opens up and this stuff becomes even more present. So I suspect you've had this upgrade where you've had a rise in your vibration. Bleh, if I could talk, that'd be great. And then it's that kind of day, folks, just saying. So rising your vibration, and so you're now closer to all of this other stuff as well. So I think you've had this happen, your body's clearing out those denser emotions, and now you're more susceptible to the collective stuff. And so, it's going to mean a little bit more energetic maintenance for you, I think, or energetic hygiene in order to manage that stuff. What are your thoughts, Ramsey?
Well, I have to agree to that, and to add to it, usually during holidays, we a lot of buried emotion starts to surface, and if you're an empath, it comes at a 100 miles an hour or a second, and you start to feel everything around you over and above what is happening outside. So usually, if you do not protect yourself, try to control that empathic feeling that you have, like just pull it in a bit, then it does cause issues. And one of the things that you said is that I think you said your whirlwind. Yeah, a
A
complete whirlwind.
whirlwind, yeah.
Yeah, the minute I saw that, like I just saw you being sucked into the drama, the trauma, or whatever it is, and that's what happens. And slowly, I'm sure you're getting out of that, and the best way to do is to protect yourself.
Yeah, definitely. So, the vortex, the drama triangle that he's referring to, is something that's kind of part of the human thing. We get caught in that where we're playing. The drama triangle says that we're playing either the victim, the villain, or the hero at any given moment, and we might be playing all three. So that's what he's referring to as the drama triangle. And we can get into that so easily because we're human. We all do. If we can pull ourselves out of that and go, look what I was doing there. Right. All right. I'm going to just stay back here. You guys do your drama. If we can do that, that's great. Granted, we're human and it's kind of part of our conditioning. So, it's not always easy, but the sooner that we can sort of see where we've done it, the easier it is to pick up on it next time, that sometimes we don't get drawn into it anymore. And I'm not saying that you are, Lisa, I'm just saying that that is what the drama triangle is. That you could not go shopping in stores because immediately you'd feel all customers coming at you, even though it's grounded before. Yeah, I'm going to recommend that you do something called a tubing. And we can do this together, actually, so that you can feel the difference. So I just want you to close your eyes and feel the energy around you. And anyone who's listening, you're welcome to try this. Feel the energy around you. And we're going to bring in this big tube of light that comes down around you. And it helps to protect your energetic space. I'm also feeling with you, Lisa, that you need to pull in your aura. So your aura is really quite wide, and you need to pull it in a little bit because you're sort of intermingling with a whole bunch of other people when you're in the mall. and our auras can be out as far as 500 feet. So I'd like you to sort of have just envision that you're bringing that in a little bit. And now I just want you to feel what that's like. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through the mouth, feeling the area around you. And just repeat after me. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Raphael. If it's appropriate, for as long as it's appropriate, please tube me. And just feel as that tube comes down around you. Some people experience it as heat. Some people experience it like feeling like a hug. Others, it's a bit cool or it's vibrating. If it's too much, make sure you ground. If you're grounding the energy, then you're getting that flow going. So that should help you if you go out. So if you want to write that down, just take a look at the replay and let that write that down. Use it before you go into the mall. Okay, when the shopping. How did we make out with that? How's everyone doing out there? We have a few people. Did you guys catch it? Did you try it? It's fun. It feels good. Very high vibration. Oh, here we are. Couldn't do readings since November 2. I've been doing the tubing, plastic bubble, and adjusted my times to go to the store. I carry a St. Michael necklace with me. Okay. So the tubing, did you try the one that we did? That we just did? Some of them are different. Kaylee always likes doing the tubing. Yeah. Me too. And Michael should be helping with that as well. So if there's more than that going on, it might mean there may be some you did. Okay. And how did you find it? Because if not, and it's not working for you, there may be some other tweaking to do in terms of your energy field as well. So, both of us do energy healing. Oh, you saw that the last time you were on. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for coming back. I also carry, it was like a warm hug. Perfect. Okay. So do that just before you go out. You can also carry things like selenite, black tourmaline in your pocket along with your medallion there. Those might help as well. Okay, another couple of little things.
Oh, good. Everybody's benefiting from it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I have issues going into the shopping centers, and usually I'm focused on the exit before I get in, and that
There's
pulls
the
me
exit.
back.
Okay. Run.
I'll be running through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never liked shopping center. There's so many energies floating in there, and usually during the holidays, it's just like a total mess. It vibrates at a high frequency, but not in a good one, but one of anxiety, running, being late, being
chaotic.
Just all kinds of, yeah. Yes,
chaotic energy.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
So nobody has an internet. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Meditation.
Okay. So there's meditation is not I think it's because the crowd was so big and emotions were high. Absolutely. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
And she said, Madhouse, I literally felt the poor woman in the car next to me with crying children. Yeah, I'd feel that too. Anytime there's children involved, I'm very sensitive to that, so I get it. Yeah. So
when we meditate, we kind of quiet the mind, but there's a lot of misconception about meditation being completely silent, and you have to shut your mind off. But the problem with that is that the more you try to shut your mind, the more your mind is gonna try to talk,
Mhm.
because it's forces against each other. One, the more you push, the more it pushes back. So the best way to quiet the mind is to allow it to say whatever it wants, but don't engage with it. Oh, it's
Yeah.
cold. Okay, fine, let it go. Oh, it's hot. Okay, let it go. Oh, she made the coffee. Okay, let it go. And then slowly,
Yeah.
slowly, you start to slow down. And with time, it slows down. It well, to me at least, I don't know. Maybe the monks in Tibet, they can sit there quietly, completely quiet for hours on end. But for us, living in the city, running around, we have jobs, we have families, we have homes, we have to cook, we have to all that. There's something that has to come up, and as long as you don't engage with the thoughts, then the thoughts just pass through, and that's fine.
Mhm.
Now, do you have to sit in lotus position and touch certain fingers and do what? You really don't need to do any of that. I meditate by walking.
Mhm.
It's the best time that I really am in awe with everything around me. If it's natural stuff, everything, by the way, is natural. So when we say natural, it doesn't mean just nature, trees and flowers, but also buildings are natural. They come from the earth, so they're natural uh, um, structures.
Mhm.
So I'll be walking, and I'll actually uh, look and go into awe with everything that I see. See, if you're if you look at the building and say, "Oh, another building, another door, another restaurant," you can't see anything afterwards. You just labeled it and basically killed it. Because once you give it a name, it's just like your mind says, "Oh yeah, I know it. I know it's a building. Multiple floors, doors, windows, people inside, outside. It's fine," and then it shuts off. But if
Mhm.
you just look at the building as something new, and you're seeing it for the first time, what happens is that you just, I don't know, as it's just me, I just feel going into the building. I feel the structure, the beauty of the design, even if it's a flat, those new designs with glass and metal, but there's beauty also in there. So when you start
Mhm.
doing that, and your mind kind of quiets down, because now you're not chattering, you're in the moment. And when you're in the moment, you have a connection with the universe on the other side, and your connection is bigger. And now you kind of merge the two together while you're meditating. If you're walking, if you're sitting down, if whichever form that you like to use, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Sitting, standing, jumping, it's a preference.
Mhm.
It's a preference. And I see on the side like things popping up. I guess people have questions, or so let's go through that. I don't know. This-
Beautiful.
I love that.
Usually you're a fan on the beach, huh? You have a sun
Uh,
lamp and there's a warmth of the sun and relax. Very nice. Sometimes you go too deep. Can you go too deep?
you just go.
Just go.
You just
As long
go.
as you ground yourself and anchor yourself to the earth, you're good.
Yeah. and
Mhm.
and and this is perfect because also in meditation you can use visualization, which is what you do in this case on a beach, and you use sensory perception, like the fan, to feel the breeze and so on, and you get these any small little thing like that is an anchor that takes you into your meditative state, so you don't get lost.
Yeah, so you anchor yourself to the earth so you don't get lost. That's right. Because then you just follow your cord back if you need to. Hmm.
But I find it just, when you come out of it, when you're done, when you're what do you call it, when you're done your meditation and you're out, you feel so much, not even relaxed, I don't know, if you okay, if you had this experience where you wake up early in the morning and you go, oh, 5 more minutes, and those 5 more minutes you go into a deep, deep sleep and you get out of it and you go, whoa, where was I? That type of, it's like you're excited you're back, but at the same time, every little thing in your body is just like going, oh, that was the best rest I've ever had. Like really, it's like,
It can be,
whoa,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. For sure. Kaylee says she's going to get noise canceling headphones.
I think it's the only way I'll finally relax and be able to focus. Okay. Regarding that what I used to do a lot. And I still do actually. I take them with me. If I go to a coffee shop, I just plug them. Even if I don't have music on, I just plug them and put them on noise canceling so that within me. Now, there are certain people that use external noises as a meditative point so that they don't use it as, let's say you sit at a coffee shop and you're, oh my god, they're all talking and I'm getting frustrated. So and I don't have my earpods or noise canceling headsets. Just pick a noise and go through it, so it becomes your meditation music. You just focus on one noise out of the whole jungle of noises. You just pick one. It could be coffee machine that runs and goes high when they're making the coffee, and then it goes low, and then goes high when they're making the coffee again. So you're you're using that rhythm to bring yourself into an altered state. Of course, that requires what do you call it, practice.
Yes.
And in my case, it creates frustration because I'm already trying to pull myself out of all the energies around. And to top it off, I have to hear them. So
Yes.
it all depends on the people. But if you're home and your AC is humming, you can pull the hum as your meditative music, and just go through that into an altered state. Yeah.
So for me, the white noise thing, like an air conditioner, it grates
Yeah.
on my nerves. It has to be the right vibration, or I can't. Can't. So everybody's different, right? So we all find our way along what works for us. I do like the solfeggios in the background. That's often what I listen to when I'm meditating. Ah, yes. Yes.
I think we missed something. Yeah, my issue
There,
is I
this
live
one.
in an apartment of sorts, and it's sudden noises that jolt me. Ah, I
From
fully
neighbors.
get
Yeah.
that. I fully get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have them. I have those earbuds. I used to have those big ones, but when you're in bed lying down and you're listening to me, you can't turn your head because now these are so. And I'm also looking into those. What are they called? Bone something, where it gets on the bone and and the sound goes through your bone into your inner ear. It's not inside the ear, so the ear is open.
Oh,
You can listen, and it's just on top. But I'm not sure about that because I really need to to
I
quiet.
haven't heard of those. So that's interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. And
Cool.
these actually are good if you're, which you can use other headphones the same way. Um, you keep your ears open. You're at the office or something, and you're playing music, or you're at the gym and you want to see what's happening. You're following the instructor, and this thing is just playing music inside your ear.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The technology these days.
Yes. I can't remember what they're called.
There's more coming because the ETs are bringing more down, so we're going to have more soon. They're trickling it in.
It's called bone conduction headphones. That's what they're called.
Bone conduction. So Kaylee's heard of those.
Yeah. Yeah, they just sit on the outside, like over here or over here somewhere, but not inside the ear.
Mm,
So yeah,
cool.
what does meditation do to us other than it's cool and it's hip?
Well, it raises our vibration by 25 megahertz. We'll make
Here
you
you
dance.
go. It anchors you,
Hmm.
and it what do you call that? Not only it anchors you, but it brings you back to who you are, like the internal part, the quiet part, the happy part. Listen, I just wanna, because he said he's never heard of these before. Uh, they are. There's a picture of a person with a. I hope you can see this. It's like this.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So it's on the outside, and the vibration goes in through the bones down into the ear canal, and so with pain and anxiety. Yes. Okay. Yes. So that was one. Let's go back into our meditation. What does it do? It
Oh,
takes away
yes.
anxiety and which
Yes.
is pain and anxiety, which is awesome.
Hmm.
And it also, because it brings us into the quiet space, into the heart center, it opens up the connection with the spirit world.
It does.
Okay.
So there's the vibrational piece of that, of course, with
Mhm.
a, that's what I was talking about earlier with we're in this range. As we raise our vibration, our frequency, we end up opening the range up so that we can do that. So the more meditation we do, the easier it is to access some of those things that are just outside of our usual range. And that would be things in the spirit world or other dimensions. Yeah.
What else do we do with meditation? We kind of we kind of relax the mind to a certain level, to take actions when issues arise, rather than to react every time.
Right.
It helps us to pull back. Somebody says something, it didn't land well with me. Instead of just reacting, if you meditate and you quiet your mind, and you're able to control it, you just hold back, take a deep breath, analyze the words or the context, because sometimes word and context are totally different,
Hmm.
and then you'll be able to answer rather than react, and then emotions flare, and hell break loose, and everything just falls into pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. So it helps to put you into that. It can help you to reset the vagus nerve, right? So it brings you out of
Yeah.
that fight or flight response as well. So that's kind of what we were talking about there with the anxiety attacks. It takes you out of that. So for sure, we have somebody from Facebook.
Yeah, we have hello Facebook user.
Mhm.
I think Tana's is trying to figure out who you are.
I am.
So another thing that and I keep on saying mediumship, talk to spirit, but we all have guides, and our guides kind of help us across the board. Oh,
It's Shem.
we it is Shem.
Hey, Shem.
Hello, Shem.
Nice to see you.
Thank you for joining. Yeah, so we have guys that help us and guide us, and they're there to kind of protection, and making sure that we don't fall. Basically, it's like when you're running around your child, just to make sure that they don't fall. You don't interfere, but you're there to kind of protect them, make sure that they're well. You'll be able to not only feel who's around, okay, but also get messages if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, like I was going one day somewhere, and then my guide goes, no, don't, just be careful, something is going to happen. And actually what it told me is, says, fire, fire, as I started screaming in my ear. And I
Yes.
go, and I look back and I started to remember, do I have candles lit in the house? Do I have anything in the house? There's nothing. But what are you talking about, fire? Lo and behold, I came back 3 hours later and the street is all closed. The fire was in the building next door.
Oh dear.
And I wasn't able to get to where I live. So they're there. They'll be able to guide you, give you a little hints here and there,
Absolutely.
to help you out on your path.
Hmm. As long as you're open, right? Open to listen, and you
Yeah.
ask for help. Speaking of talking to spirit in meditation, do either of you have experience with automatic writing? Yes. It's been mentioned to me by a bunch of different people multiple times. Yes, I'm one of them. I have done automatic writing for a few things. One of them was Nocti, which I got a manual through automatic writing. It is, you're basically tuning in and then you start to write. And sometimes it doesn't come right away, like your brain gets in the way, so you have to kind of clear it a little bit. So I have found sometimes with automatic writing, I'll just start making marks on the page, or I write the first thing that comes to mind, and then all of a sudden it starts. And you just keep writing what's going through your mind. And then they take over and it just becomes. With the Nukti thing, I sat in the car one day and I was like, okay, what do I need to know? Next thing I knew, I had 5 pages written. And I had not done it before. And so that's it was fun, basically. You're wondering if you're doing it right. Well, I mean, if
You
you're
can't be doing it
channeling
wrong.
information, you're channeling information. So even if it's going through the brain, it's just a matter of how much you're, yeah, that's probably, I would say that would be a good accurate assumption. It seems to me my thinking mind was shut off as I was writing without pausing. Yes, that's correct. That's usually automatic writing. Yeah. So it's like you take your brain out of the way and then they start and they just keep going. That's basically, that is sort of the process of it. So.
Here's somebody else.
Hello to La Lima here, and she says I sometimes get messages, but then I get confused if it's message or brain. Right? Yeah, that happens for sure.
With time, you'll start to decipher what is coming from the other side and what is yours.
Yeah,
it takes a bit of practice. It's not much, but a bit of practice. I'm sure you can get it. And if you notice, if you've been on a show for a long time with us, you'll notice 90% of our shows are what do you call them?
Channeled.
They're channeled,
yeah.
Which is like automatic writing, but you just open your mouth and things come out. Same thing.
Yep.
There are times where 1 hour goes like 1 minute. We don't realize it, and nothing is prepared, nothing is written down. There's no structure to it. On all of a sudden, 1 hour passes very, 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 very quickly, and not because we created it. It's just because it flew through us. So yes, that's how most of the stuff happened.
Yeah, and automatic writing is part of that. It's just a channeling that's done through writing instead.
Yeah, you need to clear for that. Well, if you meditate, you clear for that. You clear your mind. That was the thing. With meditation, you clear your mind and you'll be able to get these things out. If you sit and focus on what you want to write, then you opened up your mind to think.
Right. Yeah.
If you don't focus and things starts coming, tree, whatever, and you start writing or whatever it is. Sometimes I record them because things just come and just blah, blah, blah. And I'm driving. I just So it's good to start noticing what's in and what's coming from the outside and what's coming from your mind.
Yeah, there's different kinds of channeling, right? And so we've kind of talked about this a bit before on the show, but so there's like the automatic writing, which is a form of channeling. There's mediated channeling, which is what you and I do on the show most of the time. And then there's also full trance channeling, which is where we actually allow one of the spirits to speak through us. And we're we look different, we sound different. It's a different cadence in our voice and all of that stuff. And it's just all it's almost different levels of control that we give up in order to do it. So if you check out my YouTube, there's some channeling, full trance channeling on there, because I've done some of that. I don't usually do that on the show. Just I think that's me not wanting to give up control live. I want to be able to see what I'm doing, and I'm not with it. Like, I'm not here when I'm doing it. So yeah, maybe I'll get there, but not today.
Yes, you kind of quiet your thinking mind and you let things flow through. That's it. You do nothing. You do nothing.
I would say that is very true, Lalima. It is a key to a lot of things. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes when we're not able to meditate, we're not in that headspace when we try to put our brain into things. There's a lot of things we can't think our way through or think our way to solutions. Sometimes we have to feel our way to solutions. And so, spending some more time in meditation, Lalima, would help, I think, for you. It would help you to get where you want to go or get the answers that you're looking for.
Yeah.
That is something you can do, yes. Sit down and ask for a topic, or you can ask a certain guide to be with you. So for me, I usually go by guide. If I, but I have them asking me to channel all the time. So they're always there, and I kind of have to sort through who I want to let in at the moment. Is kind of how it works for me. I don't know. How does it work for you, Ramzi?
I have one philosopher that is with me, and sometimes all it takes is one word. I'm reading something, and it's like, pluck. I go, oh shit. At the beginning, I didn't write them. I didn't write them. Like, I go, oh, this is interesting. And then a few seconds later, I just forget what passed through, because it was. So afterwards, when something comes up like that, I just pick up the phone and immediately type it, and I leave it there. And one day I'll just pull things out and I use it for something else. But it's very quick, and there I have a guide. So what I do, I get to know my guides, or what we call this your spirit inspirer, and you see who your inspirer is, and then ask that specific inspirer to give you what you need.
And they each kind of have their own specialties too. So
yes,
depending on who you call in or who you ask, right, you're going to get sort of an interesting response because of their specialty, right? So if I'm like talking to Archangel Michael versus Archangel Raphael, I'm going to get a very different perspective on things. Both of them are right. They're just different in how they bring them forward. Because Raphael's much softer in how he approaches things. And Michael's like, no, it's this. So they just have a different approach, right? Just much like we all do. We all have our own approach for things. So, yeah. And Aurora, welcome. We are doing spiritual questions in terms of, do you have questions for us about spirituality and mediumship? That's what we're doing. It's not like readings. We're not doing like readings. Okay.
So back to channeling and spirit. It's good to know who you're talking to. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Have a chat with them. When you sit in meditation and then a thought, it's not a thought actually, something will pass through. Ask.
Energy. It's kind of energy.
Is there somebody right next to me? Who are you? And the thing is, sometimes people they want it, in a Hollywood dramatized way. It's like, hey, who are you? What's that? And then we have a conversation, and we can sit and chat and laugh for hours while sipping a coffee or a glass of wine. But sometimes all you do is you ask the question, and then you're walking or you're doing something else, and it just hits you. It just goes through. Name,
Yeah.
place, things. Like, how do I know I have a philosopher with me? Because he came in as a philosopher to me. He had his throat wide open. And then when I asked Echo then who you are, and then I can't remember his name, but he's French,
Hmm.
because one of the images while I'm talking to him was the Eiffel Tower. So okay, so he's from France, he's French. I don't know who he is. I don't know the name.
I have a
I think it
very
was.
important question for you.
Go ahead.
Does he have a stone?
A
Does the
stone?
philosopher have a stone?
Oh, the Philosopher's Stone. No,
Sorry.
I didn't ask that.
Yeah, I know. Dad joke. Sorry.
but
Every
but
so
you
often.
get, yeah. And I have another guide, and then I got his name 3 4 days later. I was walking, and all of a sudden, boom! What the hell is that? And it's not. That's the name. That's the name. So I had to write the name down so that I don't forget.
Yeah.
And now I call the guide. I say, okay, come. I need to ask certain questions, and then he comes. And it's good to know them. It's like friends,
Yeah.
not a
And that's
central
one
perk.
thing. That's one thing we do in meditation. Like for me, I
Yes.
I actually have conversations with them in meditation, so I can tell when it's not me because they're answering. So that's part of it for me. Um, Hello, Twisted Sushi. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome. Um, the Lima has a little bit more. So when you connect to your guides, do you actually see them, or it's more of knowing? It depends on the guide
It's both.
because they're all at different frequencies. So some
Yeah.
of the frequencies are a little lower, so we can actually see them. Others are not. Others are a higher frequency, and it's more of an energy or a knowing that comes in. So it depends. Most of them, if you ask them to bring their vibration down a little bit, then you'll be able to see them. But there's different kinds of clairvoyance too. So there's external clairvoyance where I'm seeing it and it's like out there, or there's internal clairvoyance where I'm seeing it in my head. And I always joke, for me, the internal is much stronger. So I always joke, I see better with my eyes closed, so I can see. So because it cuts out the actual 3D visions, so that I can focus on the internal ones. So it can be both. Is that your experience too?
Same.
Yeah.
Both. Just want to answer this question. Yeah,
Yeah.
my question is about manifestation meditation. Please ask your question. This is today's topic is meditation, but we're open to any question regarding mediumship and spirituality.
Mhm.
So yes, I do get both. I do get it as a feel,
Yeah.
and a feel, a smell, or whatever it is, because sometimes they're just a bit different. So uh, you're sitting down, and all of a sudden you just smell a bit of perfume. That might be somebody around you that is wanting to talk or trying to connect or something like that. So we have a question.
Mm-hmm. So Aurora really likes this girl. She's an Aquarius. They texted a few times. She keeps disappearing, then coming back. We're now in no contact. How can I manifest some communication? She's saying also that she can feel her energy around her. It seems she can't escape from her. I detach, but her energy is strong. I come from a spiritual family. We have dreams about future events, etc. So you could try speaking to her higher self, having your higher self speak to her higher self. Just let her know that you're open. You don't want to be doing anything where you're altering her free will. Okay. Um, you don't want to interfere with her free will in any way, because that's dark and not very nice, right? So you could send your higher self out to say to her higher self, I'm open to talking. may we talk? And see whether that helps. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah. When she's around, engage in a communication, a discussion about something. If you don't know her name, you can give her a name, and that's okay until she gives you her name. Because anchoring to a spirit, it could be through an image, through sound, sense, any one of the senses. So a name is a voice, which is a vibration. You can attach that to that spirit and say, okay, John, I have a question for you. What about this? That's how you start slowly creating that communication and a bond where it gets stronger with time. And then maybe she'll give you the name, maybe she'll give you her name, or maybe she doesn't have a name, and the name that you give her will be the name between the two of you.
So I think that what she's referring to is actually somebody that's living.
Alive.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was.
I feel that. Aurora, can you just clarify that for us, please? Because I think she's meaning somebody alive that she's in no contact right now, but she's feeling her energy.
Okay. So maybe I misunderstood the question. Yeah.
Her higher self is dropping in, I think, but so you can have a chat with her higher self.
Yeah.
And have a chat with her there. Yeah, she's alive. Okay.
Yeah, she's alive. Okay.
Yeah. So it's more that she's feeling the higher self dropping in to see her and all of that. Yeah.
Okay. This is beautiful. This is another way of communication, which is telepathic. Okay. You can sit in meditation and bring the image of the other person and pass on a message. You can easily do that. You can easily say, oh, well, let's have a coffee. I got friends that keep on harassing me through the energy world to call them or to create that gathering together because they're waiting on me that I took like 2 months to get to go out and have a coffee with them. And all of a sudden I start getting those things. It's like, oh, I have to contact this person. I have to contact this person. And that's telepathically asking me to have a coffee. And you can do the same thing.
Yep. Yep. Good. Don't harass her, but you could certainly put it out there. Yes. I would say for sure, like it's difficult sometimes, right? To know, but you're not making it up. Right. Especially if it's something, the other way to know too, if it's not that it's not you, is oftentimes we're getting information that's not something we consciously know. So you can tell that it's somebody else giving it to you because it's not something you consciously know. Yeah. I often find I end up channeling with my clients and I'll say something and I'll be like, oh, cool. Thanks. Because it's come through me and I'll say it and I'll be like, oh, interesting. And I'll realize that it's something that I didn't know that they've brought through me. And does that happen to you too?
Yes.
Yes. And yes, be careful what you wish for. Yep.
Once you're open, it's easy to start connecting with people.
Yeah.
You don't need a phone or a smartphone or a dumb phone. all you need is just you.
Yep.
I think she's answering back.
Yeah, she's saying that the first time they told her about her, I was surprisingly already knew.
Yeah.
But I couldn't explain to myself how. Yeah.
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 Yeah, you're it's funny because the two ladies that I told you about at the beginning of the show that we're going to have them over during the holidays, they just crossed my mind. I go, oh, yeah, she's fine. She's lost. I can't find her, the other person. So when we connected, I go, by the way, were you okay during the holidays? I kind of can find you in the spirit, in the energy world. And she was so busy between the regular holidays and then she has all these meditation stuff that she does and so on. So she was like so immersed in these things that she kind of disconnected from everything around her. Or I felt you
Okay.
weren't around, but not in a bad way. It's just you could be busy or whatever it is. But hey, and these are like silent communications.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that where I've lost communication with somebody and I've felt into it and wondered if something's happened to them. And then I end up feeling them and I'm like, okay, well, I guess they're just in that no contact right now. They're busy with whatever because I still feel them, you know. And if I had done that being a medium, if I had felt out like that and something was wrong, they likely would have come to me and told me what was going on. So yeah, for sure. It's all the energetics. So she's had that happen, Ramzi.
Yeah.
A big hello to Aaron as well. Hi, Aaron. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, you can always watch the replay.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey,
It's
you're
our
welcome.
pleasure. It's our pleasure. Thank you for joining us, Aurora. It's awesome. And hello to JJ as well. Where is it? There it is. I didn't show it, I think, but hey, thanks for joining us. Mm-hmm. Thoughts,
Sorry,
sir?
I got a dry cough. I don't know what happened. I'm choking.
Okay, who's not speaking their truth? That usually happens to me when I'm feeling somebody else's throat in the audience. Does anybody have a sore throat in the audience? It's your first time here, JJ? Great. Well, welcome.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you for joining us.
So we still have a couple of minutes to go.
We do.
We're at... Nope.
She doesn't have a sore throat. That's good.
Oh, okay.
I'm not wishing that out there. I'm just wondering.
No. But somebody had something. It was stuck right over here.
Yeah. Oh, here. Might have something to do with this.
Right now, my friend's phone died Wednesday night, and I can help out very. I'm too stressed to calm down and tune in.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. You do kind of need to calm down in order to be able to tune into it. Are you a sensitive, Aaron? Like, are you a medium and stuff?
But you don't have to be a medium to be able to feel your friend. All you have to do
that's
is
true.
just close your eyes. You can get a picture of her in your mind and say, "Hey,
where are you?
Let's feel where you are," and just sit there. And if you feel something, you might not feel something because you're stressed about it. That's okay. Just let it go. It might come in a dream, or early in the morning when you wake up, you might get an insight about your friend.
Mm-hmm. You can also ask your guides if you're familiar with your guides. Ask your guides to check in on them and get back to you. That's another way to do it. I get symptoms of spirit sometimes. Oh, can you elaborate on that for us, please? M&M? Maybe that's what we'll call you. Okay. It might not be you, Aaron. It could be somebody else in the audience too.
Yeah.
We're both physical empaths, so we tend to pick up on stuff. So if anyone's in the audience, even if it's not somebody speaking, we can probably feel it.
Regarding symptoms of spirit, do you mean? Sorry.
No, that's okay. No worries.
No worries whatsoever. Symptoms of spirit, maybe I'm not sure if you mean like you feel what the spirit was going through while in form. It could be that. The throat issue he has, I get sometimes. Okay.
So you might be a physical empath as well.
Yeah.
Kaylee says if I say no comment. Yeah, she gets it. That's what she's saying.
So Spirit, just to talk about the spirit
Hmm.
symptoms. Sometimes when you get a spirit, um, well, at least I feel their pains while they were here, their energy, if it was strong, if they were gentle, if they were aggressive, you get to feel that. And I'm not sure if that's what you mean by symptoms of spirit sometimes. If that's the case, yes, it is very possible that a spirit shows you. It, it's part of evidential mediumship. So basically, when a spirit comes in, it comes with all its stuff with it for us to pick on them and pass them on to the sitter and say, well, the person had a heart attack because I feel some stress in the chest or so on. So you start giving the symptoms about that person, and then they can identify their loved one. So it could be that. I'm not sure if that's what you meant by symptoms of spirits.
It could be.
No.
I get an instant headache. I did a reading for a family of him. Yeah. He was
Mhm.
shot and then burned. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. You are a physical empath.
yeah.
Yeah. I often feel that the death state often happens for me. I tend to try not to focus on that part of their life because I do cross people over, and I've had to tell numerous ones to sort of step back a little bit because I was feeling it too much to actually kind of focus on what I need to do. So, yeah. And JJ had something that happened. Hello, Pamela. JJ said, when I was in 4th grade, I found out my dad wasn't my biological father. I asked my mom, and she said, who told you? No one told me. It just, I guess, hit her hard in the, just
In the
him
stomach.
me hit in this hard in the stomach. It happened a few times. Yeah. So it's, yeah, you just know sometimes, right?
Yeah.
You just know. Mm-hmm. She wants more information on the murder. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, we're sorry to hear that you had to find out that way, JJ. Because that's unfortunate. Because it is a hard way to find out, right? Although it does push the envelope if somebody's not telling you. It's a way to make sure you know if someone isn't being forthcoming. For sure. And here's Pamela. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I hope we'll see you again. It's every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
every second Friday at 7 p.m. Glad
Yep.
you found this. He's staying. Does material actually see bad spirits? Is he safe?
Well, I think that just because he's seeing spirits doesn't mean they're bad ones. That would be my response. I'm not feeling. I don't know really who he is or anything, so I'm not feeling into the situation. But just because he's seeing ghosts doesn't mean they're bad. Most ghosts are like, you go to the mall and you have all those people. You don't really know what they're like. Well, that's kind of what ghosts are like. It's not that all ghosts are bad and scary, right? Most of them are just here because they've got some stuff to work out before they
Most of
move
them
on.
are Casper, so have no worries.
Yeah,
And I don't feel anything
exactly.
bad about them.
Nothing indicated that was true. Oh, I see. Okay. For your dad. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
yeah. And don't worry about the talk text thing.
Yeah. It's
And
fine.
autocorrect on top of it. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah,
all
we
good.
get that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe he should see somebody about that if he keeps seeing angry ones. then maybe it would be a good idea to see somebody for a clearing. I know I do some of that. How about you? Are you still doing some of that work?
No, I haven't done that in a long time.
Okay.
Tell us.
Well, I still do some of that work. So if he wants to reach out, he's welcome to at twillowlifestyle.ca. It's actually Tanis, TANYS, at twillowlifestyle.ca. That's my email. I like the ghosts. They're cute.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. He may have attachments. That was for you, Aaron. That Mateo may have attachments. Is that his name? Yeah, Mateo.
Yeah. They're not YouTube followers or or Twitter.
The
So you need
ghosts?
to reduce them. Yes, you don't
Yeah, the
need
ghosts
more
don't
than
usually
that.
do that. Okay, yeah. Well, you need to trust that. So one thing you can do is send him love and light. And the other thing is that you can ask Archangel Michael to go watch over him. And then you'll feel as though you're doing something, because where we send our thoughts, the energy goes. So send some positive thoughts his way, send him love, and ask for those two things to happen, and that will help. Okay.
All right, guys, we're past the hour right now, 2 minutes past the hour. Thank you all for joining us. Just to recap, the next episode in 2 weeks' time is pre-recorded. It's interesting. Please join and listen to it. It's awesome. And actually, Tanis and I had a blast recording it
We did.
2 Saturdays ago. It was
great.
really good. And 2 weeks after that, we'll come back live with two interesting ladies from Spirit Cafe and Spirit Art. It's going to be wonderful. And as usual, we bid you a great evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you very much, and have an awesome evening. Have
Lots
a
of
great
love,
evening.
guys.
Thanks.